its Cybertron, and now its residents shall witness its dismemberment. Rise, my podcast, serve your new master well. All hail Unicron.
Hey everybody, welcome to All Hail Unicron, episode 34. I'm your host, Oscar Alonso, and joining me tonight is the one, the only, everyone's favorite personal injury attorney. If you want to make money, fall in the bathroom, Robert D.
The official title of this episode is Matt got an STD from Gator, and that's why he's not on the show today.
You've used it before, so it's just old school. But
it happened again.
Like
it's a different type. He got cold herpes in his throat.
Oh, gross. Ew. And coming up next is everyone's favorite Mad Professor, the receiver of a Christmas present sent like a week after Christmas. Because I'm on the ball, the one, the only, the Mad Professor, the repairer of broken toys, Mr. T2RX6, Justin.
Those are the best Christmas presents, the ones that come after Christmas is over. I'm sorry. It is.
Hell yeah. And, of course, Matt will be joining us tonight, not because he caught an STD from his dog. He is feeling under the weather, so our heart and
if you go back to
Bears go out to him.
If you go back to SCU days, legit, he sounds like Antoine right now. So, yeah, definitely not feeling
it got
good.
to the point when he was talking to Justin. Justin was like, dude, just text me.
Pretty much.
Just text me.
Should have made him do the show.
What do you say, fellas? Fucking racist douchebag.
He's really that sick, huh?
Yeah, he's pretty sick. So
he's going to the doctor tomorrow?
Doctor tomorrow, he says. He doesn't know if it's COVID or something else. He says he's not puking, but he's achy and coughing his face off and all that stuff. So
it's probably that nasty bug going around. Carrie had that. Now she's got a fucking smoker's cough from a girl who hasn't smoked a cigarette since she was like 16.
Isn't she like 18? But
no. You fucking pervert.
She just turned like 19.
She turned 40 recently. I'm not going to say.
She didn't.
She did. So anyway, we're on the news. Anyone get anything? Robert.
I got, I think I got Newage Inferno from Show Z.
Okay.
I got Magic Square Jetfire ordered direct from Magic Square. I'm ordering my Legends from these people from now on. Honestly, probably MP as well. Like, it's just, the stuff came relatively quickly. It was cheap. It was 40% cheaper than U.S. retail. You know? But the real sad part about my life is I have my own business. I have my own space. But because of my obligations, I didn't eat. All I had time to do was open one of the boxes and see the Magic Square Jetfire in there. I couldn't even open the box. I just threw them in my mom showed up, then a client showed up, you know, like, and then all the work associated with the fact that a client just showed up, and then I had to leave. It's like one thing after the other, and I just threw the boxes in the closet, and I'm just like, God, I can't even open them.
Sounds about right.
It's like, I really want to check out that Magic Square Jetfire so bad, because if you're into Toon accuracy, I respectfully submit the Magic Square Jetfire is more Toon accurate, meaning it's dumpy and funky looking, but it's accurate. You know,
yeah.
And I feel like the Newage is beautiful. It looks like a miniature Fans Toys. So I can kind of dig having both. I don't know what I'm going to do. Have multiple figures on the same. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, man. I got piles. I got a Nero Rex laying on the floor. Like, I'm a mess right now. I don't know what to do.
That's what's going on around here, too, for the most part. So
I want to see. You know whose collection we've never seen? Justin's.
Oh, you don't want to see it right now. It's a mess. So
I do. So I heard you got something, Justin.
I did. I got a lot of notifications that my mic was really quiet. So hopefully this is better. It sounded better to me. So yeah. But other than that, let's see. So Oscar sent me, and you won't believe this shit, Oscar. So you sent me the I don't know what the hell the line's called anymore, but the Fracture or Crasher. They actually called this one Crasher. So I got Crasher, which was totally awesome. Very excited about getting Crasher. Not Trasher, Crasher, you fucking asshole.
Looks like a trasher.
Oh, my God.
Oh, damn, Robert, you're fucking stupid, man. Why don't you pay respect?
You know, Robert says his schedule's pretty busy, and he's not sure about doing the show or whatever, and I'm thinking if he's going to disrespect the GoBots this way, we don't need him. So.
Wait, that was a GoBot?
Yes, Crasher is. Well, I mean, it's the
Hey,
Transformer,
he's gonna
but
have
yeah.
trouble scheduling the show, but you'll still appear on
Wait.
that 4 Dummies.
I'm very confused. Hold on. Hasbro did a GoBot repaint.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a repaint of Mirage in the form of Crasher, which they Hasbro owns the rights to the GoBots now. They don't own the right. Yeah, they don't own the rights to all the machine robo molds and stuff like that, but they own the Crasher name. They own Psykill, all that stuff. They do own. So
Wait, so Hasbro could put out a GoBots cartoon and line?
they could, yeah. It would have to be different than Machine Robo, but yeah, they absolutely could put out a whole set of GoBots if they wanted to. So
Don't you feel kind of cheated?
yes, I do. 100% I do, because
That's
at this
really
point,
weird.
at this point, like there's a lot of history out there that shows that GoBots actually do sell, right? Like people will buy Crasher, they'll buy Psykill. I'm sure they buy Copter. Nobody's ever tried to make a Copter, but like everyone would buy Copter. I'm sure you could end up selling Leader 1, Scooter, and Turbo at the very least. Probably Smallfoot, because she was like a female transforming robot before Arcee was even a stain of ink on a piece of paper. You know, like
Yeah, and
Well,
you know what kind of people say that stuff, Justin?
crazy
Snobs.
sycophants like me.
Flat Earthers.
Yeah, I know.
But listen, now with Hasbro Transformers products going up in price, where like a leader class figure is like what, $70 now?
Like $150, yeah.
150. Now we can return back to the 80s. If you can't spend on the Transformer,
Right, you can go get the GoBot.
GoBot.
Let me be blatantly honest with you here too. If you think you can't afford the third party game and you're still buying like mainline Hasbro, like you can afford the third party game, because
Yeah.
Oh,
they're starting to get close in price.
no, you can even go back a year or 2 years. 2 years. Buy third party stuff that's still relevant.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
Less than Hasbro prices.
Yeah, it's
Because
pretty crazy.
the third party aftermarket is all about what's hot and what's exclusive and what's hard to get. The
Mhm.
stuff that's no longer hard to get, even if it's gorgeous, drops dramatically in price.
Like
It's
you
not
could get-
controlled by anything.
You can get Bad Cube's Steamroll, which is their masterpiece sideswipe, for about $80, which is less than MP Hound, MP Sunstreaker. You know,
Well, MP Hound is like $20 now.
yeah. Well,
It really is. That thing dropped.
Mm.
But which is funny. I mean, Masterpiece. It's funny that like MP Hound, you could probably see it for $40 on eBay. Meanwhile, you can't get a leader class for $40, and this is a Masterpiece.
Mhm.
But you're right there,
Dude,
I
I've
mean,
been trying to find, because everybody says that leader class Rodimus is like a decent toy. They're like, you need to get it. I'm like, I don't know if I love it though. And I'm like, if I could find it for like 50, I'd bite on it. And it's like, it's always like 80 for this stupid Rodimus that I'm like, I don't even think it looks like I'm sure it's a
Well,
fun
for
toy
the-
to mess with, but I don't know if it's an $80
it's
toy.
not
to
bad.
mess
It
with.
ain't worth no 80 motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm like, I
That's
don't
that
know.
bullshit. And I'm a fucking Rodimus fan saying this shit, but I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
During Thanksgiving or Black Friday, he dropped to like $50.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I've heard,
a lot of
and I
websites.
would like to find someone who's like, I've got one of those $50 ones that I just don't want. And I'm like,
Maybe
okay.
Joe Soren, who keeps writing us asking if he can still ask questions, can sell you his
Maybe
because he makes fun of me.
You should.
don't we all?
What
So
did
what
you
did we get this
Oscar?
week? So I got that Crasher from Oscar, and I shit you not, Oscar. We went to Walmart the day after it delivered. Fucking
She was
Crasher
there.
was there. I'm like, you've got to be
course.
fucking kidding me. Like, we have nothing, and then the moment that someone actually does goodwill and gets me this Crasher, she's there. Like, fuck you, Walmart.
Good.
And Oscar charged you above retail too, you fucking sucker.
And by above retail, I mean he sent it as a gift. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I went. This is like weeks of hunting though, like and asking and showing photos on my phone. This one, looks like this. And they're like, no, we don't have that. We don't know. We're not sure it's in the back. Well, can you look? No.
mhm.
It's like, wow, Walmart. Okay.
Because that's
Yeah.
what friends do for each other, Oscar. You know, you hear that your friend is going to be in a place that sells Transformers, and you ask them, hey, can you look out for this figure? And they go, sure, man. I'll do it. My pleasure. If I see it, I'll buy it for you, man.
I'll tell you what was harder to find was for Brian, the guy we play Fortnite with. I picked him up they have like a Marvel Legends Spider-Man the animated series figures, right? And the Spider-Man always goes for like a absurd amount of fucking money. Absurd. So I basically wrote on the back of my friend who's a grocery manager over at the Walmart I always go to. make sure that see if this came in. It'll be in a Hasbro box, and I'm looking up Hasbro shipping containers, what it looks like, and he finally came through with me on that one. I picked up Lizard and Spider-Man for him as a Christmas gift.
Oh,
nice.
You know, and that guy's going for like $60 a pop now. It's freaking stupid.
Did you send him an invoice?
No, I just gave it to him as a Christmas gift.
With an invoice?
No.
With an invoice.
No, Robert, goddamn stupid motherfucker. God, he's amazing.
Anyway, I'm gonna go on so we can keep this train rolling. Let's keep this thing going. So keeping up the GoBot goodwill, I ended up getting a black version of Psykill, the original one, because I have this quest to complete my GoBots line, and I have a black Psykill. Unfortunately, younger me didn't store him very well necessarily, and his leg snapped off. So I was like, well, he needs to be replaced. So
original toy line, but he's black.
Yeah, he's black with a green face. It's very strange. There's a white Crasher also. This all sounds very racist, but I promise you, it's just he's legit black and white. So yeah, I got that, and I haven't opened it yet, so I hope everything is on the up and up with that. Yeah, I got.
Oh, he's black and green.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a neat color deco.
From TCP, I got my ACP's Night Countess, and I know Robert said cancel it, and he'll send me his, but they wouldn't let me. So fuck that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're like, oh, you have to cancel it within like 20 days or something of it hitting your pile of loot. I'm like, that's never been a thing before. I've canceled before, but whatever. So I don't know. I've got a Night Countess.
Did you open it?
So no, not yet.
Well, let me know if you have to. I'm surprised because I sent mine to Bobby to review, right?
Mm-hmm.
That fucking guy had no problem getting the legs on. He had no problem getting it to stand up. In all fairness, though, she's in spider mode. She is upright, which isn't how she's supposed to be. She's supposed to be parallel relatively to the ground.
Sure.
And she's not. And like she's like a millimeter from the floor. You know, her body. It doesn't. But I don't know. He like loved it. He loved that figure.
Well, I'll be opening mine. I'll try that out, and we'll see. Maybe I'll love it. Maybe I'll hate it. So
let me know what you think.
Yeah, I got her. I got the Legacy Dead End, so just one more Stunnicon, and I can be out of this Hasbro Deluxe game. I got the Bingo Toys Wind Girl. I've heard good things about her, so looking forward to checking her out.
So you haven't opened any of these figures?
Most of them I have not opened, no. I got the MMC Streetwise. Also have heard good things, but haven't opened it. I got it last night, like legit FedEx is like, hey, we actually dropped things off on Sunday. I'm like, really? When have you ever dropped something off at Sunday? So, yeah, I got that. And finally, the one thing I did open, though, is the Fans Toys Jive. And, you know, I love me some Jazz. So I had to come on here and have an opinion on Jazz before the show. And he is beautiful. He's absolutely...
He's a beautiful figure.
He's amazing. And I love Bobby to death. But I don't understand his verses. I feel like he's just so tired of being called a Fans Toys apologist. Because he's like,
I agree.
And it wins on this. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, you really think so? I'm like
when
like
he
objectively?
said when he said the lower legs, the Make Toys wins, I was like, what?
And then he's like, yeah, Make Toys is going for the realistic car. I'm like, that's why it has no tail lights and a bumper that hangs off, right? Like, I mean, that's the realistic car. Like, the only thing the car does better is the wheels, because it has the actual wheels that the race car had. But I'm like, other than that, like, Make Toys was most definitely the cartoon version. Like, Jazz himself was supposed to be the cartoon version, especially when you compared him to things like Toy World and fucking, what was it? Transformation? Was that who made it? No.
Right, yeah.
So whoever else made that one Jazz that I am the only person in the world who apparently owns it. Yeah. So, like, yeah, Jazz was, or the Make Toys was always supposed to be a cartoon, and I just don't understand his rating. And, like, it's fine. It's his rating. It's not my rating, right?
I didn't get it either. But everyone has their opinion.
Yeah, it's his rating. It's not mine. He can have that opinion, you know. He can be wrong. I had a teacher in 5th grade, and I had a teacher in 7th grade. His name was Dick Richards. So, yes, that's like Dick Dickards.
Dictators. That's the thing,
anyway,
though. Like, people get angry at him for his opinion. It's like, dude, he's just telling you his opinion at the end of the day.
Well, my teacher would come around and be like, "What's your opinion of this thing?" Like some current event bullshit. And then you'd give it to him. He's like, "Well, your opinion is wrong." I'm like, "It's my opinion. It can't be fucking wrong." But like that was his statement. He'd always be like, "Your opinion is wrong."
I feel like Bobby's opinion of a figure is greatly influenced, without him ever admitting it, with his frustration during transformation.
I tend to agree, and I will say the instructions to Jive were absolute trash. Like I got to like page 2 and I'm like, all right, I give up on these, and just went to the Fans Toys page. I'm like, oh, so that's what they wanted to do, like. And as soon as I did that, I'm like, this isn't too bad. Like
I still don't get it. Like if I was in the business of if I was a toy company, a Transformers toy company, I would know that. Why do I cough? That your last opportunity, and really your only interface other than the toy, your interface with your customer is your instruction.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That is your link to your customer, your way to say this is how you enjoy this product. It's your instructions. How can anyone do, and it's so easy to test instructions.
Yeah.
You pay somebody who didn't put the figure together, and you say, follow these instructions, let's see you do it. And if they get frustrated, something is wrong with the fucking instructions.
Yeah, because I don't even think most of the steps of that jazz are hard. It's just like you need to know what to turn at what point. It's like, or what does what, and overall, like, yeah, I mean, it's not the best Fans Toys transformation. I'm not saying it's an easy transformation, but I'm saying it's not helped at all by the instructions. Like, I had a way worse time trying to transform the Fans Toys Blur than I did Jazz, and
the individual consumer's opinion of the figure is affected by their experience using it, which is affected tremendously by the instructions.
100%.
And that then is the word of mouth about your brand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
It's absurd. And it's something so stupid. You're not making a new mold. You're just printing new instructions.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it's not expensive,
and you don't even have to print a set. Like, you have to print like one set of instructions and like take a bunch of pictures, and then you basically put it on a piece of printer paper and be like, does this work for you? But like half the time,
right?
Like you zoom in so much on a part, and like there's an arrow, and like what I really appreciate is instructions that not only are the pictures big enough that they're not like trying to cram it into a little tiny space, but when it's like, here's the before and here's the after, what it should look like.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, I love that. But like, the companies that do that, like, fit it on one, like, like sub 8x10 piece of paper or 8.5x11 piece of paper, and it's like, so what piece am I looking at? Where is this thing? It's so tiny.
Right.
Like, the instructions are so fucking important. Like, they can't cost more than $1 or $2 to make, right? So,
you ever find yourself holding the part up close to your face to match the image that you're seeing on the paper, and you're like trying to line up all the bits in front of you to make it look like the weird like cereal bit that's on the paper, and then the instructions, they just have arrows, and they're curved arrows, and you can't tell if they flip backwards, flip forwards, flip up, or
flip it
down.
out, flip it backwards, flip it around. Like, which direction are you trying to indicate that I need to turn this damn thing with this arrow? Yeah, 100%. Happens all the time.
So you hate this figure. Let's move it along.
Yeah, I absolutely hate it. No, but I love it. It's great. I just
Did you have any paintwear?
No, mine's great. So the only place I may have paintwear is the way that those damn little foot clips pegged in. I swear to God, I thought the transformation was done on step 1 because I couldn't get those things to unpeg. So if any paint came off there, I don't give a shit because that was unreasonably hard to disconnect. So yeah. Anyway, what'd you get, Oscar?
What'd you get?
I didn't get anything.
Nice. Moving on.
Move it along. Come on, man. Move it along, man.
Yeah, moving on, man. Newage Omega Supreme. Yeah, everyone's up in arms about this.
This one leaves me feeling weird about it. So,
what?
Yeah, because it's like one of those things that I don't 100% feel like Newage needs to make an Omega Supreme, right? Like, what? I don't know. In my head, he's bigger than the Combiner, so like, I don't mind using existing Omega Supremes that I have as the stand-in.
If you ask me, there is a Legend scale Omega Supreme. It's Fans Toys.
Yeah, that's what I think too. And I think so Omega Supreme's supposed to be basically like a city bot, right? Like, so if he's sitting next to, like the Hasbro Metroplex, like that's perfect scale to me. Like I don't know. To me, I don't necessarily need him to be any different. So that's why this makes me feel weird.
I don't think he should be the same size as Metroplex. I think Metroplex should tower over him the same way he towers over Legends.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that. I always kind of, in my head, pictured them very similar in size. Maybe a little smaller for Omega Supreme.
Well, no, he's supposed to scale with Devastator, right? In the cartoon, they fought.
I think in the cartoon he did, yeah.
So if he's scaling with Devastator, Devastator shouldn't be as big as Metroplex. So this arguably could scale with your Generations Metroplex. Mm-hmm. But then he doesn't scale with Legends.
Yeah, I guess
you'd have to scale with like something smaller than your Dr. Wu for your other figures.
Yeah.
But okay, independently as a piece. Okay, you're thinking of it in the context of your other figures, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of it in the context of how I would possibly display this thing. So.
In your butt. But I mean, what do you?
Well, sure, that's not for display. So.
Independently, well, not yes for you, but what? You'd be like, look what I got, and then you bend over. What do you think of the figure alone? Independent, put him in a bubble. What do you think of this figure?
I feel a number of things. I feel like his midsection feels too chunky to me. Like the proportions seem off on this figure too.
Not long enough?
Yeah, like I think he needs to be like the specifically the torso, I think needs to be longer. Maybe the legs too. Like I feel like the thighs are kind of squat and everything. Like I'm not in love with this figure.
I think it might. Yeah,
it looks like Deluxe in a shitty cosplay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what sold me was the motorized tank.
Yeah, I saw that, and I think that's cool. But like, it's also like one of those things. Like, am I ever really gonna have that tank going? I mean, maybe.
Are you literally gonna sit there and you're gonna make time to operate a motorized tank for a toy at your age?
In the bed. You'd be like, "Hey, baby, hold on 1 second," and then transform and put him on the nightstand and put the tank on. Be like,
let me start my tank.
And the tank starts going up.
That's what we'll call my penis gator, the tank.
I think this thing's gorgeous, though, and this does pose the same problem I have with the mini Zeta Superior, the mini Predacons from Kang Toys, the Magic Squared, Menasor and Devastator, New Age Devastator. I mean, if you have New Age Devastator, Justin, you might as well have New Age Omega because they can display together.
Yeah, I mean that's true, and I do have that, and with that in mind, I mean I still already pre-ordered him, right? Like that's the type of person I am. I'm like, I hate this. I'm in.
But you know what bothers me? The thing is, like, they show this and you pre-order this, right? But there's going to be a repaint coming. Mm-hmm. But the question is there? So you buy this, and then the repaint comes, and you're like, fuck. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You buy Michael, then you buy Michael B, which is the blue Omega Supreme, the Sentinel.
Oh, the Michael J FOX. It doesn't have a moving tank. It just vibrates.
Oh, Jesus.
Vibrates.
That's terrible. That is terrible.
And it's a DeLorean instead of a tank.
It should be. That'd be cool.
I love this thing. Look at the articulation. Look at this thing.
I feel like the rocket though is very uninspired. Like
it does look like shit. It looks like a cigar.
Right. Like it just has no like outside of the fins at the bottom and the tiny little rocket tip. I'm like, you could have done a little bit better than that. Come on.
Do you find yourself being more critical, like less forgiving? How about that? Less forgiving of the fact that it's legend scale because you expect more out of this company, right? Or because it's fucking expensive?
I think it's because it's expensive now. Like because New Age is not playing the game where their stuff is affordable, and it's like so as a result, like I love New Age. I think they're like one of the greatest companies out there. But like when it's something that's not hitting me the right way, it makes it a lot harder to justify. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and this is one of those cases. It just doesn't feel like I'm getting my value out of it per se. So, I mean, hopefully I'm wrong. I think the robot looks good. The articulation looks great. I'm just not sure. So, I don't know. The face looks really good. I love the face. I think the moving tank is kind of cool because, like, it's the type of thing that if it's, like, a pretty easy to obtain battery or whatever, like, yeah, you could definitely, like, have it ready to go and turn it on whenever you want. Just have the little tank going.
Oh, no.
Which is cool.
Super obscure watch.
Yeah, it probably is. So
6 weeks on Amazon, you can only buy a 500 pack of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Half of them are dead, the other half are leaking.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be an experience. That's the experience.
It's just going to be another one of the batteries that I'm like, oh, here's another set of batteries I got to keep in this house.
He's like, do I deal with the batteries or do I just push them on the track when I want to see them move?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like it, but there's like, I don't know, the hands seem small. I think the rocket really could have used a complete redesign. I don't think the claws are even like massive feeling.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
But overall, I mean, aesthetically, it looks nice. I would like it a little bit taller, I think.
I mean, yeah, the fact is it's a parts former. Mm-hmm. So what was stopping them from making these forearms beefier and the claw beefier?
Right. It doesn't have to transform into much.
More. Right. He could have been, it's just a rocket. You take his arms off and they're a rocket.
Yeah.
So it could have been whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
Instead, it looks like an accommodation because of what they needed to for the design. But why?
Yeah. And really, the rocket should have just been the rocket itself should have just been given a lot more attention. I think that's a big factor. Is if the rocket actually ended up looking more rocket-like, then a lot of these complaints I have probably would go away. But now it's just like a tube with a tiny little thing at the bottom and a little thing at the top. So
it looks like a grabby claw, that you, or the other way around, like an injector for meat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it doesn't
exactly.
look like a rocket.
Yeah,
it should look like. I agree.
And so let me see. I just want to see Fans Toys Omega Supreme. I just want to see what its rocket looked like because I don't remember having that criticism.
It's more curved.
Yeah.
It's more
okay.
rounded.
Yeah, and I understand you probably can't do the thing that Fans Toys did where it had the door that came out that looked like it's loading up and stuff, but Fans Toys definitely had more of a look to the rocket that it looked more believable than this. So
I think this does have the door, if I recall. Yeah, it does. Look at the picture of the rocket with the train tracks and everything. The door's out.
Okay. Oh, it does. That looks bad.
That's a really long door.
That is a long door. But whatever. Props for putting it on there. But I don't know. Oscar, are you getting this? I know you're in on this.
No, I'm not. No.
He's saving his money up for the next $500 fucking Voyager class Hasbro he finds at Target.
Yeah, probably true.
He's gonna get into a fist fight with three guys over a $3,000 deluxe class toy.
Shit.
Yeah, all I can tell you though is this thing has been pre-ordered for me at Josie just because it's half the price of fucking Josie Prime. So,
right.
No offense to Brandon, I don't know the situation. If you decide you're listening to this or someone who's associated with Brandon, and you can kind of fill us in why it's so expensive, specifically for Newage, because I was looking and I don't.
Magic Square as well.
Okay, I don't feel like Fans Toys. I feel like Fans Toys, if I get it from Shozi, is just the same price as ordering it from TCP, right? It's pretty much the same price, and I'm like, well, I'll order it from here because I know I can get replacement stuff if something goes wrong, God forbid. So
here's what's suspicious: Chosen Prime, BBTS, both have huge markups as compared to buying it from Magic Square Direct or Shozi, but it is not the same price. You'll see identical pricing on Fans Toys all around, right?
Yeah.
But so let's say something is $169. I think that's how much they're trying to charge for Jetfire. Something like that crazy for the new age Jetfire.
It definitely, and see, that's the thing, is even with Jetfire, it's just I don't even know if I want this because it's so expensive.
But then the BBTS is $12 less or $8 less. And it's hold on a second, you're not shaving a penny off to be competitive. It's exposing the markup as arbitrary.
Yeah.
because it's not some MSRP recommended by the company. You're just charging what you think people will pay.
Yeah, and you might be right. And I had hypothesized that this issue was related to them.
Shipping.
Yeah, like the shipping costs, like the import taxes and all that stuff. But like, I mean, you might be right. That this is just.
Okay, give me a break. I mean, what are the you would be paying shipping costs on a figure, but instead, like the Jetfire, it was like $8 to ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine the import tax on a load of Newage is so high.
Yeah, that you have to charge double the price. Yeah.
Is now like 40% more expensive.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
exactly. And I think that's like too much of a benefit of the doubt situation I was giving them, because like that's a huge markup. That's not like $10 different. That's and like I can get it from Shozy, and I can get free shipping too. Like, so what the fuck? Someone's got to eat that tax, right? So yeah.
All right, what's next?
Up next is going to be Newage Skywarp and Thundercracker Toon versions, now with an all-new head.
Yes.
But I mean, who's going to replace their...
Yeah, so honestly...
If there's anything like their fucking Skywarp, it's a great opportunity to buy another Seeker whose legs will just flop after a few months of just standing on a shelf.
Oh, shots fired. Mine are fine, but...
Mine too.
Yeah.
Isn't.
But, yeah, I mean, if you missed out on Skywarp, can you still get Skywarp? I feel like you can still get these guys. I don't feel like they're hard to find.
Probably on their website.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's tight. The hip
Mine
joint,
isn't.
the ab crunch isn't. It's a little loose. But other than that, it always was, I think.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Oscar's getting all of them.
Yeah. Their heads look too big for their bodies, but I know that's like an actual cartoon thing. So
It's their heads really remind me a lot of like the MP Seekers that Takara released last year.
Exactly.
Gorgeous. All right. So these are the Oscar head sculpts.
Uh-huh.
With a
Sure.
Giant nut.
Yeah, they're dumb.
Oscar has a large head.
He does.
Yes.
Moving on.
Moving on is Magic Square Windcharger and Gears.
Oh, yeah, this actually looks good. So Magic Square, one of the things I will bite on, at least until Newage puts it out, is their Legends, because it just fills in gaps that are there, and I feel like they're always low enough price to kind of justify buying
Now
it,
they
and
are
if I have
you
to.
buy them direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that buy direct thing, because I am
It's like
not familiar.
It'll be like $25 each, or if it's a set, it'll be like $45. Watch.
Yeah,
And
after
BBTS
the
with
show, I
Chosen
need
Prime.
you to send me the link. So I need to look into this.
I didn't even look yet, but I know Chosen Prime will have these for like $95, and Magic Square will be like $48.
Mm-hmm.
It's absurd. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, send me the link after. But these look good. I mean, I think Windcharger's head looks a little bit small. And maybe Gears looks a little bit big in contrast. But I mean, like it really doesn't look bad. So
Gears' head looks like his mom drank when she was pregnant. and that's a waterhead baby right there.
Yeah, that's not because she drank. It's because his dad is her mom's brother.
And Windcharger looks like the doctor was too aggressive with the forceps.
Forcepimus Prime and
There
Waterhead
you are.
Baby Charger.
The fucked up head bots.
Yeah, Windcharger's parents are their brother and sister from the old Folgers commercial.
I mean, I don't like the unpainted plastic, with the red and the blue. It just looks cheap, but they kind of always are. They're kind of supposed to look cheap, which is weird. They're kind of supposed to look crappy. I feel like these two guys. I don't know. I think Gears more than Windcharger.
Mm-hmm.
Gears is supposed to look stupid.
Yeah, I'll probably bite on them. So
Yeah, me too.
let me see. All modes look good. I think the all modes on both of them look good. Windcharger better than Gears, but I think they both look decent. So what's
Come
next?
on, man.
Moving on next is Newage Shattered Glass Infernal and Grapple.
Yeah, we gotta squeeze out our repaints on all this stuff. As always.
So I wasn't aware of what their Shattered Glass versions would look like, but this link has a see-through Inferno, and then the Shattered Glass Inferno. Oh, there's the Grapple. Yeah, he's a Jolly Rancher also.
But there's the Grapple. There's a yellow see-through. So there's an orange see-through, yellow see-through, a red see-through, and a Hound.
Yeah, and Inferno sprays water to put out fires. This guy shoots
Sprays piss.
It's piss.
No,
It's straight piss. We're saved. Wait a minute. That smells like gasoline. I'll put it out, humans. No, why couldn't it be urine?
Go get him, Hot House.
I'm on my way, boss. Be there in 3 days.
Spark it up, Sparky. I'm getting none of these.
No, I'm not gonna get any of these. Matt's in on all the clear Jolly Ranchers ones. We all know that.
Matt's getting one for every photo on this page.
Yep.
You know. Yeah.
So like, is Shattered Cast Inferno a thing? Like, wouldn't Shattered
Cast?
Yeah, Shattered Cast. Oh my God, Jesus, Freudian slip. Shattered Glass Inferno, is that like actually a thing? Like I don't know.
I never recall seeing a Shattered Glass Inferno figure, so if this is their take on it, that's pretty cool.
And so his Shattered Glass color is just Hoist? Like, cause that's what it is. It's Hoist colors with the yellow stuff.
It's clear.
Except it shoots urine when there's fires.
Yeah.
How is it Shattered Glass if it's a clear version?
No. The Inferno is not. Inferno is
Hound, as you called it.
Yeah.
It shares a color scheme with Hound, more Hound than I think with Hoist, because Hoist was more yellow. Hound had the gold highlights, and that's what he has here. So that's what it really looks like to me. Is more like a what if Hound was Inferno?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I have no clue what I'm doing. I better urinate on these humans while they're on fire. Puts them out. Tells them I care. Gator.
So, Mask what's next?
It's going to be DNA Victory Sabre.
Who cares?
Oh, wait, there's a Megatron upgrade kit?
Yep, Transmetal 2 Megatron upgrade kit. You can...
okay, I missed that. My bad. I
Yep.
think I fucking read the links a little bit. Yeah, so this looks pretty cool, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because that Transmetal 2 Megatron figure looks really nice. I haven't seen it out by me. I don't think I will, really. I think I used up all my good luck on that Crasher.
Most of this stuff is all related to the dragon mode. Well, he gets better hands, better ass, and a better face. So, but most of it comes through on dragon mode.
I mean, for the price between the upgrade kit and the original, you probably could have bought the giant shiny one.
Yeah, pretty much.
What company is that? Shing?
Wayne Zhang or something like that?
No, it's not Wei Zhang. They were supposed to come out.
It's Wei Zhang.
No, it's not. You're Wei Zhang. What's their name? I forget. Whatever. Or you could at least buy the Perfect Effect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Perfect Effect probably meant
that face sculpt is a massive upgrade because that original one it comes with is fucking nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty.
And it comes with a
fine.
little judge wig when he's like passing judgment. Like, yes. Get naked for daddy, yes.
All right, let's skip Hasbro and go to Furai Toys, Soundwave.
Okay. So Flame Toys, Furai Toys, Soundwave, their model kit. They recently announced it earlier, late last week. I am in on this. I get a lot of Dreamwave comic vibes from this design of Soundwave.
Oh, yeah.
Big old feet, big old forearms, got them Popeye forearms. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but yeah, I'm getting a lot of Dreamwave Comics vibe on Soundwave. So
That's weird, though. Why are they doing that? Like, I see what you're saying. Like, they were IDW.
No, this is Dreamwave Comics and IDW are two different entities.
I know, but the model kits were IDW.
Where I guess they could dip in any design they want because it's still owned by Hasbro licensing anyway.
Right.
So they went this route. I think it's neat. It stands out from the other ones that they did. You know, the G1 Optimus Prime was probably the worst one they ever fucking made. But this looks really neat. It comes with a little Ravage. So it looks very, very like it reminds me a lot of Pat Lee's art style. It really does. But the exaggerated proportions on the boot, on like the boots, and then on the forearms and the hands. The hands look fucking huge compared to his little head. You know. Except we don't have to worry about this one, I don't know, taking people's money and buying a new Porsche or some shit like that. But I think this is neat. I like it. I like it a lot.
I think it looks nice.
And for those asking, no, Ravage will not transform. Please don't sit there and go, well, because fuck you, dude. Like, these have been going out now for a couple of years. Stop complaining. It's just a fucking Ravage figure. It's a Ravage figure you could probably have interact with all the other figures in your collection.
That Ravage figure looks kind of shitty, though.
It looks all right. It looks better than the Hasbro one that came with Shattered Cast Soundwave and all the other Soundwaves.
Yeah, no, but this thing, I mean, it's only $55, which is funny. So it does look good. For $55, it looks nice.
And you build it so you get that little rush of putting it together yourself.
How much paint do these types of things, like, to get it to look like this one in the product shot, how much paint do you need to put into it?
I don't think a lot of it's paint. I think a lot of it is sticker placement, like for the details for the red and all that stuff. I think it's all stickers. Same thing with like the kneecaps, right below the kneecaps. Sorry, on the boot. Like I think that's a sticker. Most of that sticker placement.
Oh.
And the other stuff's clip-on plastic because that's what it was like for Optimus Prime. A lot of this, I think, it's been a while, but Drift was a lot of sticker placement with Drift.
Gotcha.
All the drifts I had.
I don't mind. It looks nice. It really does look nice. Looks fun. But do they hold up? I've never handled a model kit. Do they hold up better than Gundam?
They feel the same as a Gundam because they're essentially they're not like solid. They're obviously hollow because you're putting them together.
Yeah, but Gundam fall apart if you say the word Gundam down the block from a Gundam.
No. I mean my Drift held together really good. The ones I didn't like, the only one I didn't like because my Megatron was good. My Drift was good. The only one that really didn't do that well was the G1 Prime. The IDW Prime was all right. So was the Nemesis. They were fine. They held up just fine. It's just, if they're more for dramatic posing, they're not for.
I feel that's when I fell out of love with Gundam, when I realized, wow, these fucking things are just falling apart. Like I had all these MG1 on my shelf and everything, and then there was just pieces all over the shelf. I'm like, oh fuck this! I'm like putting them back together, and they keep falling apart. That's when I was like, at one point, I just started throwing them in the garbage because I was like, this thing just what's the point? It's just pieces everywhere. I have a couple good ones.
Flame Toys hasn't made great decisions over the years. Like I really still don't understand doing an IDW style Megatron as an Autobot, and then releasing another separate model piece of him as a Decepticon. The only difference is the red's replaced with purple.
That's funny.
That made no sense,
you sucker.
Like you could have done a Decepticon Megatron based on his G1 design, or fucking ventured into the different franchises, like do an animated version of Megatron.
They got your money, asshole.
They sure did. They didn't get me for that fucking second IDW Megatron.
Yes, they did. You a liar. Fucking liar, white man.
Yeah. So this isn't bad. I'm in on this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I'll see it at a bookstore or something. I ain't pre-ordering any.
No, you won't. You can't read.
So up first, I did want to talk about this with Justin. Legacy animated Prowl.
Mm-hmm. So this is nice. I was surprised because the Legacy stuff like this is where they kind of take the existing character and kind of make it work in the other art style. And I was surprised how good I feel like this one feels like it works.
Yeah,
So.
I mean they've taken characters from already. We have we have a GoBot, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have one from Transformers Prime.
Yep.
We're gonna have two now with Skyquake when he comes out. They make them all share the same aesthetic, but they just stick with the color scheme from the series they're from, because that face sculpt is nothing like the animated Prowl. It's not based on that Dexter. Oh, what's his face? Rest in peace. That poor guy passed away. But this looks fucking cool as shit. This really does. I like the color scheme still works, and I just wish he came with the sidecar for the Samurai Upgrade kit.
Yep, definitely. I would like to see that because I think that the Samurai Upgrade kit was nice. Looking at his weapons, I like that he still has the little ninja star things because I feel like they're necessary. I hope he has the street lamp nunchucks because those were a good little accessory. But yeah, I mean, he looks good. Like The elongated face doesn't even look bad in the like out of animated aesthetic. Like I'm like, yeah, that still works surprisingly. I didn't think
it's intentional.
Yeah, like I didn't kind of think it would work, you know. And I feel like to some extent, like the face they put on Bulkhead and stuff didn't really work as well as this one. Like I don't know, this works.
It's pretty cool.
Actually, Bulkhead was fine. It was Arcee,
Yeah.
Prime Arcee they did, and Breakdown is that his name? What's his name? The red car from
Knockout.
Transformers. Knockout, yeah. Like his, I feel like
Knockout
didn't work quite as well too.
That would. So you have RC, Knockout, Bulkhead, and now you're gonna have Skyquake. That makes 4 characters from the Prime line that they did.
Look, while you're doing the Hasbro, let me bow out. I gotta get going. All right.
Indeed.
All right.
Next is Core Class RC and Free. Are you leaving, Robert?
I have to.
Okay.
All
We'll
right.
see you next time. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Yep.
Wash your hair.
Indeed.
All right, so we'll just breeze through the rest of these real quick, Justin. First look at Studio Series Core RC and Terracon Freezer.
Because just what everyone was asking for was more of the motorcycle bots. And
for those of you still listening, Justin decided to be a smartass earlier before we were recording. I was like, what kind of modes does this guy have? He's like, we've got 3 forms.
6.
Then you have gold
6
and then
forms of
black.
golden form.
He's black now, too.
He's black now,
Freezer.
yeah. I've heard.
Yeah.
I have not read that yet, but I've heard.
I don't want to say the meme I read, but it was pretty funny. But it was borderline
I
racist.
saw it.
Yeah.
It's awful, but it was funny. So
Yeah. So, yeah, what the fuck is Freezer? We don't know. We're pretty sure it's probably going to be like an SUV of some kind.
yeah, who
horrible
knows? He's
face
got
sculpt.
6
Got 4
arms, though,
arms.
right? So or 4 arms. 4 arms, yeah. 4 arms, 2
Arms
legs.
and
So
2 legs.
yeah.
Maybe he'll be a spider.
Yeah, they don't
You know,
even
maybe
show
it's
what he
the
turns into.
tarantulas.
They're just there. He is.
It's just that bad. Even though RC looks like straight up shit. These are deluxe class figures. These are not core. Like they said, core class, right? But they're deluxe class prices.
Yeah, so these are like your Legends things anymore.
Like
that
there's no
exist.
way they're bumping up Legends to $22. Like this has got to be some fucking. That's got to be a typo of some kind.
Yeah.
Because that's a screen grab from Amazon. This item will be released on February 17th, 2023. So there's no way this is a legit price for this fucking figure, man. I wouldn't pay more than $10 for this fucking thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at RC here because, like, is she core class? Maybe
She looks
the little thing Freezer is core class. I don't know. Like, she doesn't look good too. Like,
Let's do what members of our fandom are very strong at. Let's read this real quick. So check out these images after some new listens in. Okay, there's $22.99 is Australian dollars, I'm assuming.
okay,
Because these are listens
Australian
in Amazon
moonbuck.
Australia. But these are core class studio figures from the Rise of the Beast film. First up is RC, scaled to core class to accommodate her motorcycle mode, presumably. The other figure is a bit more interesting. Apparently, the name of the figure is Terracon Freezer, and he can attach to other figures with a weapon mode. So he's a gun. He's not even a vehicle of any kind.
okay.
He's
So
a
he's one of
gun.
those things,
Yeah.
weaponizers
So
or whatever they called them.
they're 3.5-inch scale. These are core class, so they'll be like $12 over here by us.
That's still
know?
too expensive for what they are.
It really kind of is. Even though like I like their wheelie that they made for
You
the
really
studio
like 'em?
series. I really like him. Yeah.
hmm
I think he's great. I'm still on the hunt for a Rumble. I'm not paying some dude on eBay fucking $20 for a core class figure. Go fuck right off. So if anyone listening, if you got him out there by you, let me know. Hit me up. Daddy needs a Rumble for his Soundwave, for his Earthrise Soundwave.
I will keep my
Netflix
eyes
Soundwave
open at my abysmal stores.
Maybe it'll be in stock next year.
Probably. So if you don't have one by next year, maybe I'll see one.
Yeah. So these, man, this is nasty. Like that's one ugly. It really makes me long for the Revenge of the Fallen RC figures.
Mhm.
Remember how bad those were?
Yeah, so wasn't there was like an Energon RC that I remember you could put that little Energon chip on or something. Maybe it was even the movie stuff. I don't remember.
It was an Energon RC. Yeah.
And it looks just like this thing, honestly.
But
So,
that looked better because it was bigger,
yeah, and probably made of better plastic and all that stuff too.
and she had like a bow and arrow
Yeah.
type of stuff there. It's weird because I recently saw Diam Chalk, our number one fan. Shout out to him because he loves us.
Mm-hmm.
He recently shared a picture of, I think, is the Core Class Air Razor. And it was next to the Deluxe Class Air Razor and then the Kingdom Air Razor.
Mm-hmm.
The Core Class had a better face sculpt than the Deluxe Class.
That's interesting.
So, I mean, fuck this. I'm not looking it up. I'm lazy. But, I mean, I could probably click there, but, it's a lot of work. I'm out of breath right now. Must be the conventional heart failure. But, yeah, that looks like, that both those Air Razors for the movie line look really good. Enough about that. Up next is something I'm a little excited about. Crosscut is getting a evolution run.
Now, Crosscut
Legacy evolution line.
Was Crosscut like a e-hobby character that
I think he was. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I have. No, I don't have the masterpiece of this. I did not get the masterpiece for this particular one, but I like this deco.
I still have the Hasbro IDW.
Yeah, me too.
I had the X Transbots version of him. Now the head on that was fucking wonky as shit. Like that was just weird.
Yeah, sure.
It was oddly shaped. I wasn't a fan of it. That's one thing that really put me off. And it's like that's how I like to display you in robot mode, dude. But you look stupid. But this doesn't look that bad. I mean the legacy skids, as well as the peel out. That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
They're okay. They're not fantastic. They're not memorable like the IDW skids and Crosscut figures when Hasbro released them.
Yeah.
During Thrilling 30. Like, those were good. I still have those.
Yeah.
And I also have the Takara skids. That's the first time I was ever willing to pay extra for the Takara version. But it's, this looks all right. It's not completely hateful, but it comes with the same accessories as skids and peel out, the axe. And then the wrist-mounted laser and all that stuff. And his vehicle mode looks even dumber now with red tires. So
I like the red one. I don't remember what his name is. The one that very much looks like Optimus Prime, but is like a little compact car.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. They made an MP of them recently.
Yep, exactly. So when I bought into that MP mold, that's the version I picked up because I was like, I don't need another skids because I've got the X Transbots one. Yeah, which the MP one is definitely better than the X Transbots one, but it's just like I don't like skids enough to actually care. So
I think what I like about skids now, it's no longer current comic book representation. It's how he was represented in the More Than Meets the Eye line.
Yeah, and
how he was like this mysterious character because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I just like, that design looks cool as shit.
Yeah,
I thought it looked great. But yeah, I'm surprised third party didn't try to make an IDW version of skids. They just went with the G1. But then that was probably a lot easier to design anyway.
I hope this prototype, I hope the wheels on this prototype are just, or I hope this is a prototype and not like how it looks. Like if they make them with red wheels, like that is so stupid.
No, that's how it's got to look, man.
I know.
Red wheels and a stupid silver window in the back.
Yeah, like because they couldn't put in another penny worth of paint. Like how ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. They have budgets, man. Look at the back. Look at the back of that vehicle mode.
Yeah,
it's like, how do you back up in that?
How the hell is Jones supposed to go ahead and take home an extra $5 on his bonus this year?
Yeah, fuck, man, that's some sloppy shit. And then of course, upside down vehicle mode, you can still see his head perfectly fine. And it's basically,
when I look at this,
I saw these all coming when they did skids. So
when I look at this toy, and I haven't looked at skids, so I don't know if he looks the same, but it's like it's just begging to take a paintbrush to it, like to make the tail lights, to make the back and side windows, like yeah, more so than how things used to be. And even then, I would pick up a paintbrush and like change the rims and all that stuff.
Like even with my Thrilling 30 skids, I did paint on like brake lights and turning signals. On his back and made things pop a little better compared to the blank blue plastic Hasbro had. And it looks like if I pick this guy up, I may do the same thing. Because that, members of our generation will remember a little car called the Honda CRX.
I hate that car.
Huh?
I hate that car.
Hey, I had one for like 3 months before I sold it to a buddy.
But remember, you could for the hatchback, you could get those weird metal shades on there. Remember? So that's what those remind me of in the back.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh man.
All right, so I went and grabbed my skids for my collection, the legacy version of him, and yeah, he's all blank as shit in the back, and yeah, they need paint like bad. His back window's solid blue plastic. So yeah, I'm not that crazy about Crosscut. I don't think he's gonna be. I may pass on him.
Well, speaking of the paint and stuff, that Crasher. I know I sent you the picture, but like I could not believe how badly they tampoed the 01 on the front of the car. I'm like, what is that supposed to be? And then I flipped her over to saw the chest. I'm like, oh, it's a 01, and they just don't even slightly match up.
Well, maybe they'll make a Toy Hacks label on it.
Yeah, I'm kind of that's. I haven't bought a Toy Hacks label for a long time because I just don't particularly like them. But I would think I would. Buy one for Crasher specifically if they do that. So
yeah. So
which, by the way, some third party out there needs to go ahead and just like take a try and actually make some GoBots, like for real. Like I honestly think the big six, okay, Scooter, Leader 1, Turbo, and if you want to do it, Smallfoot, and then Copter, Crasher, and Psykill, and that's all. You don't need to dive into all the crazy obscure ones and all that stuff. But I think would sell.
I know X-Transbots made a Turbo.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
They made a wheelie and they painted it red and they called it Turbo, and like they could have engineered in like a chest flip so it looked more like Turbo, but they're just like, yeah, good enough. This is good. We did a great job. Great job all around.
That one group on Facebook with like 6 members really likes our Raleigh. 3,000 members later, those guys really still like our Raleigh. Let's make a purple one for them.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I think if someone took a stab, I think it would work. And like, there are those characters that people love, like Tux. Like Tux appeared in fucking Transformers Animated as the limousine the one dude drove around. You know, like he didn't transform, but he was there. And like I know Tux has a fan following. Like you could definitely do it, and like someone could easily, like Newage. You're making a fucking hound. Go ahead and put a Jeeper Creeper head on it and just be like, yeah, it's Jeeper Creeper. And like, yeah, sure, Jeeper Creeper transformed differently, but I bet you people would buy it, you know, and you love reusing your molds. So, I don't know. Someone needs to get off their ass and actually try it. I think it would work.
I remember Tux now. I had to remind I'm not that learned in the ways of GoBot.
He was the cool, he was the bad guy with the top hat. And I believe he had a monocle. I'd have to look. No, maybe he didn't.
No, he didn't have a monocle. No, so I just googled him. No
I think there was some fan art of him that showed him with like a little monocle, and I would not be opposed. But
although there is I think his name was Stretch, Transformers Animated.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wait, Stretch? I don't know.
Stretch. He is based on Tux.
Okay.
So yeah, he is a limousine that transforms into a robot with a top hat. That is his
I don't remember seeing him transform. I just remember the limo. But come on, someone make it happen. Fulfill my quest. I'm surprised that nobody's even tried a Leader 1. We've gotten heads and stuff, but like I don't know. They always just double back to Psykill and they always like force it into something. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's because, and it's no take away from the GoBot fans like yourself out there. There's really no proof that there's money to be made in Venture.
Yeah,
now.
And I agree, and that's why I say like do the big six. You know, even then, you don't even have to do the big six. But I'm sure you'd sell Coptor. I know you'd sell Crasher. I know you'd sell Psykill. Like I could see passing on Scooter because Scooter's kind of lame, but like he's one of the big three of the Guardians. But like Leader 1 and Turbo, I think would sell. Especially you sell Psykill, you sell Leader 1. You sell Coptor or Crasher, you sell Turbo. You know.
I would go left field if I was a creator, right? I would do Copter and Turbo first.
Yeah.
As a set. Right, so you don't have Turbos collecting dust in some warehouse.
Yeah. And this is one of the things, like, I think that these would do great as Legends, honestly. I was actually having a whole discussion with my friend Rich on this, And like, imagine, okay, New Age or Magic Square scale. That's the car. They have articulation. They transform. But when you like, in terms of fitting out on your shelf, they actually are the same size as your original GoBots. So it's like, you really love your Tux, like fucking throw him on there, and like, yes, he's gonna look different, but he could still kind of fill out that collection. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really need ancillary characters. So, I don't know. Just make it Legends. Come on.
Yeah. Or even those guys in the Transformers 3D printing group on Facebook that one guy out there created a fucking killer sideswipe. Give it a shot there. And that's a Legend scale sideswipe too. You know, like, dude, I would say if you have the 3D skills, you could just make up just the frame and the joints. Yeah. Make a non-transformable copter first. You know, and go from there and see what you could do about making them transformable. But I think it's a great idea. 2-pack, you know, if you're a third-party maker and you want to test the waters, have a limited edition run of like a minimum quantity ordered, and then sell that way, so they'll become very rare. And if it's really, 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 really good, then you go on to another 2-set. You go with Crasher and Jeepers Creepers. He a good guy?
No, he's a bad guy.
Okay, Crasher and I don't know any of the good
Smallfoot.
robots.
Crasher and Smallfoot.
So do that too as your next 2-set. And then instead of 5,000, make 1,000. And then make those ultra rare. Get your name out there. Become the guy that did it.
Yep.
And not be like Mass Toys and be like, yeah, look at our, you know, MP scale Cybertron Seekers. Oh, it got funded. Time to steal the money. But yeah, that was, man. Anyway, so moving on to, we talked about Rise of the Beast. Here's Rise of the Beast Cheetor. Now, I saw this last week, and I got really worried. But here's the thing. So, first-hand impressions. This looks, if you look at image 22, Justin, leagues better than the Kingdom Cheetor.
Yeah, I agree.
Leagues better. Okay? And I got a couple of Shadow Panthers from that line. So it's a repaint of this ugly-ass Cheetor. This looks leagues better.
It does.
The head sculpt is fucking, it's killing it. I love this head sculpt on this guy.
Yeah, I agree.
It's great. I think it's great designing on the studio's part. That's the first image on this thing. Yep. I like this. This is great. You know?
I think a lot of times when I look at this Rise of the Beast, like, I feel like I would have been more interested in Beast Wars if they look like this. Like, the whole, like, you know, animal thing was weird, but like robotic animals, like, I'm in. You know, and like this like robotic cheetah, like, fuck yeah, like Cheetor looks great. It looks fantastic. I love the very animal-esque head sculpt, like the harsh lines of the head crest, like it works. And even the way the front legs like go off the back, almost like a cape of some kind. Like I don't know, it looks like strong and muscular and everything like that. And I'm like, I don't know, he looks fucking good.
This works. The brown's a little off-putting.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
I wonder. It's like it probably would have been nicer to be a little bit more gold than brown. I think, but I don't think it's horrible. And if it's a change just so like GPS or the brown plastic syndrome is not an issue in the future, then like okay, I guess it's fine. But yeah, I could see that. I mean, I definitely think the gold would have popped a little bit better.
Yeah, and the one thing I noticed, like, because again, I like my Hasbro figures to have wrist articulation, right? He has ball joints. If you look at image 6,
yeah, you can see it in image 2 that the one is like curved in and the other one is fine. Yeah. So you get your wrist articulation, so you can make them pose like they're Super Saiyans. Like they're going Super Saiyan. The cheetah head sculpt is great. Yeah.
The brown actually works a little better in beast mode. I did get nervous because the first picture, for some reason, on the post I saw on Facebook. Let me see if it's here. There you go. Image 17.
Image 17. Okay.
So that is that's one of the hind legs, but without the cheetah leg that goes in it
Gotcha.
to form the foot. I got worried that was the foot.
Yeah.
I was like, no, don't be a piece of shit. Please don't be this cheap and say you're a movie line deluxe class studio series. No, it is not. That is not the final transformation. They do show a back shot of him, and he looks better from the back compared to the Kingdom version, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does.
Holy shit!
And see, like, so picture 24, like, that's an example of like the way the feet come down on this version, like, looks powerful, and then the way it comes down on the Kingdom version looks like shit. You know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, oh, man, like a movie figure. I've never, like, there's been good movie figures out, especially Revenge of the Fallen line. That's where they went crazy with the engineering, right? But in a good way. But for the first time ever, I am preferring this movie figure to its predecessors.
Yeah.
You know, like the ugly Voyager class Optimus Prime from the first Transformer movies, maybe long for the G1 or a Cybertron or an Energon Optimus Prime. This version of Cheetor looks fucking good.
Yeah, he does. Just
like their version, like now the Kingdom Air Razor, I think is a good figure in my opinion, but I like their take on Air Razor also.
Yeah, I agree, and I feel like all around this line has been like a pretty solid looking line. If like you are someone who's a fan of Beast Wars, like these are like really solid Beast Wars figures.
I think these are great homages to the original show.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, especially if you look at image 22, where they show the front facing of Cheetor versus the Kingdom. That cheetah head looks like it's resting a lot more comfortably.
Yes.
Compared to the Kingdom, where it's like awkward looking as shit.
It also looks totally integrated, whereas the one on Kingdom looks like it's just like, there I am.
It looks like his upper body. My big complaint about that line for that mold of a figure is, wow, it's like they didn't bother finishing engineering the chest.
Yeah, exactly, and like the way the shoulders sit, like he's got a big T central section. And then, like, the cheetah's just, like, pasted on there. And, like, everything looks integrated on the new one. So
it looks like a shitty custom.
Oh, now, yeah. And all due respect to shitty customs, like, obviously, you can only take what you have and kind of kit bash things together and stuff like that. But, like, it's Hasbro. Like, you know, so.
I mean, it's weird, right? So, like, we were talking about, like, the Facebook 3D Transformers printing group. Like 10 years ago, man, when I would search the Radicons forums on TFW, like I used to love seeing these guys in the heavy scratch build section.
Oh yeah.
You know, these guys pulled some fucking miracles out of their ass. What was the name of that one guy who did a bunch of animated figures? You and I talked about him a lot back in the day during the Shattered Cast days. This dude made his own Omega Supreme.
Yeah,
he made his
I forget who did that.
I mean, they were fully transformable the whole nine.
I think a friend of mine has one of those Omega Supremes because he built like a handful of them, and my friend's like, I would like to buy one.
Yeah.
So
and back then these guys like would sit there and charge you $600-700, but it was worth every penny because you know damn well this thing was built from scratch.
Yeah.
And they had a YouTube video backing up saying how to approach it. Like they basically disclaimed it like, yeah, these are probably gonna be a little floppy because blah blah blah. But you know this Cheetor. Look at image C003 with him and the Air Razor. I believe that's the core class Air Razor too.
Yeah, I think so.
Like they don't look bad together.
Nope.
You know, then there's him and Pedo Jack, but then there's him in that scrapyard.
Yeah, I don't
know. Battle Trap, whatever his name is. That's a nice little truck mode. But yeah, and then the last image is the guy actually holding the figure, and the blue, and I guess it's all about how you take the photograph because the blues are popping a lot better.
Yeah.
The very last figure of the guy holding it.
I think the blues popping like that are because of the like a very lighted foreground. So there's obviously a lot of light wash on this one, so it's really bringing out the blue more than anything.
And again, like because of the lighting, you could see better details of the face. God, I'm getting this, and I also like the way the weapon storage is here.
Yeah, do you remember the TFCC Cheetor that was in the animated style, and it had like the beast face,
Blur, yeah,
and like it was off the blur mold, and it's like this is like what I think they were trying to do with that face, and like this time it actually works, you know?
Yeah. But it worked here. It looks great. I like it.
Yeah,
I
love it. I think it looks awesome.
I want to look out for.
So I am not a Beast Wars fan, and I would be tempted on it. So
I'm okay if the mouth doesn't open either.
I don't think that's necessary. You know, like if you can make a better figure by eliminating an unnecessary hinge and stuff, because like you have to build up the plastic enough to accommodate the hinge and all that stuff. So honestly, as nice it is to have it open, if you have to make it look weird to do it, it's not worth doing.
And if you look at Image 19, you have beast mode comparisons between Kingdom and this. And this cheetah it looks bigger. Like, it looks really muscular. But it still looks fast to me. It looks sleek. Whereas, you know, I feel like they sometimes design... I'm not a Hasbro toy designer. But I'm assuming they may, in some cases, start with the alt mode and then work their way to the bot mode. Like, what piece will go where? How will it bend? How many movable parts? I think that's what they did with Kingdom Cheetor. This one, on the other hand, this one looks good.
Yeah, I agree.
I like this beast mode. So, yeah, kudos to them for knocking this one out of the park. This may be the only Rise of the Beast figure I pick up from that entire movie line. Speaking of something I'll pass by is Core Class Slag.
Core Class, I always get it wrong. Core Class is just the little Legends, right? Mm-hmm. Like, are they doing a full set of Legends Dinobots?
They are, and they're supposed to combine.
Why? I can tell they combine because he's got a little peg in his ass.
If you look at Image 2, the back of the box, 2 of 6 Volcanicus.
Yeah, if you look at picture 11, you can see him in this like little like Power Ranger. Oh no, that's the fucking head. Hold on. Okay. Why has he got a peg in his ass? Probably because of like Swoop's wings or something, or got a peg on the back.
That looks fucking stupid.
That looks so stupid.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Let me be honest here. This looks miles better than the Power of the Primes Dinobot set.
Yeah, I don't even remember the Power of Primes.
Oh no, I do. You don't forget about that nightmare. You know, when you buy a sludge and he's like smaller than the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Mm-hmm. It's like, I understand what you were doing here.
Yeah.
I do, but this looks like shit. Who was the first Dinobot of this set?
I don't know. I didn't even know they were doing the Core Class. So
I think it's Sludge. I think Sludge is the first one. But, for a Legends class figure, it's okay.
Did they complete their Voyager set or whatever?
No, the leader set, no, they're 3 deep. They got Sludge, they got Grimlock, and they got Slag.
Oh, can't wait till they put out like the last one as like some kind of exclusive to some store. That's ridiculous.
Oh, I fucking hope not. The next one supposedly is Snarl, and then Swoops is all that's left. Okay. But I'll tell you what, I transformed that Sludge the other day, and I regret every second of doing that because his wings are on like these shitty rubber hinges, so they just plop right off. And it's like making me want to buy the upgrade kit, which I believe, no, I don't think it comes with wings. I'm not going to look it up. Too lazy. There's your title of the episode. Won't look it up. Too lazy.
I like it.
Yeah. So like Sludge, this Sludge seems like there was so much more they wanted to do, but then they stopped because it hit their budget.
Yeah.
Like robot mode, he doesn't feel very empty. He feels hefty. Of course, the issue was like with the hip and knee ratchets were like insanely loose. He was like slumping over on a lot of people. But you cut the head off a Q-tip and shove it in between the ratchet and the little clip in there that supposedly hits the ratchet, and that stops it, and you can still bend the legs and all that stuff. Other than that, I think for Hasbro leader class figures, for real leader class scale leader class figures, not that what they call leaders, but they're really Voyagers with extra shit. I think they're great, So I hope they do finish the Studio Series Dinobot line.
I hope so. I mean, the fact that they've gone this far, like I feel like you gotta finish them. So
yeah. Let
me ask you this about Volcanicus. I mean, I don't think he's been in any actual fiction, not that I'm aware of. But
He has.
what is he? Okay, is this? Did
The
he
Machinima
have?
series.
Did he have the Triceratops for the?
No, it was Grimlock. It was based on the Power of the Primes figures.
Okay.
On that anime. It was the Prime trilogy that they did on Machinima.
Because I just personally, I just feel like when I think of a Dinobot combiner, which is stupid, but let's just say I'm objective about this, and I don't just immediately write it off as being stupid. Having the Triceratops at the chest was not necessarily the thing I would go to.
No, it was Grimlock was the chest, was the torso. Yeah. And under Volcanicus' head was the Tyrannosaurus Rex head. So it's very Power Ranger-esque. I think I'll give them credit because in this incarnation of them, they're being daring by making Slug the upper torso. Mm-hmm. So there's got to be 6 of them. So you're probably going to have the original 5, and then you'll have, hi buddy. You'll have the original 5, and then probably they'll include Slash as a 6-piece. If you remember, Power of the Primes had that Velociraptor.
Yeah, I actually have that Velociraptor. I got it from someone who I bought the DX9 Dinobots from. The Legends one that DX9 put out, and they had that one too. So
yeah, the Dinobots set. Yeah, they did the Dinos with a Y, then the actual Dinobots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they did a Shattered Glass version of them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I remember those. Yeah, those were the days, weren't they? Everything was so cool, because Hasbro was like, "Oh, we have another Starscream repaint," and meanwhile it's like, "Oh, we're DX9. Check out the Cybertronian Dotson brothers set." Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Now those things go for more than an average MP, but it's just it's really weird. But yeah, they're daring by going this route and trying to make someone else that isn't a Tyrannosaurus Rex the body. But yeah, so you'll probably get original 5 Dinobots and maybe Slash as the 6th appendage.
So what is Grimlock going to be, like the belly of this thing? I mean, I guess they're all kind of really small, so yeah.
I don't see why he wouldn't be a bad part for a lower torso because of his arms, the T-Rex arms. So I kind of see that being a thing.
Belly arms.
Yeah, belly arms. I see Sludge being a leg and maybe Snarl, and then Swoop being one arm, and then whatever the 6th dinosaur to be the other arm.
Yeah, I don't even know what you call it anymore. Slug, Snarl.
Well, it's Snarl's name hasn't changed. It's Slug's the names that's changed because it's a...
Slag is the one that changed. So.
It's an offensive term in England.
Yeah.
It's like, you old slag, and it means like, you old slut, basically. So that's why they call them Slug. But yeah, paint those horns red,
Definitely.
Because it comes with its red face slag. But yeah, it's not the original... Not the TV deco. In TV, did he have the red face or the other face?
I want to say red, but it's been a while since I've really paid attention to that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it for today's episode. Do we have any questions left on the email?
We do, I'm sure. Let me switch on over and take a look.
Okay.
I know we have questions on there. Okay. So... Paul writes back on July 12th, 2022. Look, we're only like 6 months behind. Good on us. Okay. Paul writes, Hail Unicron minions. Scenario for discussion. Only one more third-party release can come out this year. But you get to choose. This is going to be a long 2023 with only one release. But you get to choose it. It could be already planned, a new reveal, an old reveal, but something that has already been in some way hinted at, teased, or announced. Any company, but that's it. One more release. What would each of you choose? Loving the show and appreciate you all for what you do. Paul.
Oh, Paul, you're so kind.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm actually really on board and giving a lot of love and respect to Fans Toys for going the Armada route.
Fans Hobby?
They did their Fans Hobby, yeah, not Fans Toys. Sorry.
I know they always confuse me. You get the Fans Toys, Fans Hobby, Fans Project.
To the listeners, like, how dare he, son of a bitch. No, but Fans Hobby has been knocking it out with these amazing Armada figures. I really want to jump on board on that with Galvatron they're doing from the Armada line. And he even comes with the Shank, So, they look great, and they're big, bulky bitches, man. But they're like a lot of fun to transform too.
Yeah, they're not too bad.
Their Overlord is freaking great. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite third-party figures I own.
I agree with that.
So yeah, I'm if there is one more release from a third-party figure, last year, I would like it to be I would love to see a fans hobby take on Sideways.
I could see that. That'd be pretty cool.
They nailed the Headmaster gimmick. They really did. Yeah. I don't think anyone else has done it better than them. Them and the Target, the Headmaster and the Turbo Master.
Yeah.
Gimmick. They really kind of killed it on that. So I would love to see them do their take on Sideways with the what do you have? Two different heads, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had actually he had 3 heads because he had the one so the 2 heads combined to make a rider, if I recall correct, and then you could pop off the black. There was a black head and a gray head, and I think it was. I want to say the gray head was the bad guy and the black head was the good guy. I don't quite remember.
Right.
But yeah, and then there was the 3rd head, which was the real head, which was that he was the Herald of Unicron or some shit like that. So you have to do 3 where 1 is built in and the other 2 are headmasters. But if anyone could do it, I think you're probably right that it's probably Fans Hobby.
Or at least take a stab at Thrust from the Armada line.
Yeah.
I love that jet mode. I'm not a fan of the whole hands being cannons things. That's reminded me a lot of Beast Wars, where some of the animals' hands were part of the animal.
Mm-hmm.
It worked for Megatron, but I don't think it works so well with other characters on there. Shit, dude. All right. What do you think, Justin?
So, I mean, I go a bunch of different ways. I know Fans Hobby has teased a tidal wave, and I would really love to see a good tidal wave.
Yeah.
I think Tidal Wave is a awesome character who does not get nearly the love that he should have. But I think the one that I'm most what the fuck happened to it? I'm really looking forward to that is the X-Transbots Punch Counter Punch, because again, I think Punch Counter Punch is one of those characters that has such potential, and just nobody's actually really ever done him right.
Mm-hmm.
I think the old Classics mold. That the Transformers Club, yeah, that they did, it wasn't bad the way it worked, but I think there's still room for doing it better, and I've really wondered because I thought that was supposed to be out months ago by now.
Yeah, no, that pre-order is paid for and waiting.
Yeah, I would like to see that, sure. And Punch Counter Punch is always one of those interesting characters. I think same reason with Sideways, that whole engineering in 2 different things going on. It's cool. Yeah. So yeah. That's what I want to see.
Okay, right on. Let's go ahead and wrap this up for tonight.
Yep, we still have a bunch more questions. Joe, I know you asked if we still take questions. We do. And yours is next up, and we will get to you next time. So
yeah, you handsome bastard. Love it, Joe. So special shout-outs to our good friend Eddie Dustmightz for providing the beats for our amazing theme song. Seriously, he is one of the most overlooked independent producers out there. Be sure to check out his stuff on Bandcamp and on Spotify. Look him up under Dustmightz. Check out our friends over at Realm of Collectors on Facebook. Just look up Realm of Collectors Realm. And for everyone who followed us from Shattered Cast days, we're grateful to each and every one of you for joining us on this journey. So on behalf of me, Justin, Robert, and our good friend Matthew Deluxe Mo, we want to tell you to have a great day and stay formatted.
Peace. I was waiting for somebody else and it's just us.